watching Movie Guide, and I'm Evie Bear, and I'm on the red carpet of Little Boy, a movie about a boy trying to get back his best friend, his father. Take a look at some of the interviews. So talk about your character in the movie.
Yeah, I play London Busby, who's the older brother to the little boy in the film. It's about the little boy it's about the family whose father gets sent off to war, and I'm sort of left to deal with the family. I'm supposed to go to war, but my character gets 4F'd because he has flat feet, so I'm not allowed to go to war. So I'm left sort of with the shame of not being able to fulfill my calling as a man and defend my country.
Yeah.
So it's a big sort of it's a shameful thing for my character to deal with, and he goes on a bit of a downward spiral because of it.
Talk about the what the faith community could get out of this movie.
It's definitely a film that you know, the little boy thinks that if he has enough faith, the size of a mustard seed, if he does enough good works, if he sort of utilizes prayer to the best of his ability, he could bring his father back from war. So it's a very big sort of subject matter to tackle, and I think he does a great job with it. The film does a nice job with it.
So yeah, he's doing something extraordinary for someone he loves. Have you ever done that in your life for someone you love?
I mean,
or family?
I haven't changed a war, but I've done a lot of small good things. You know what I mean? There hasn't been any extraordinary circumstances where I've had to go do anything nutty. You know, thanks be to God. But there's little things that you do to show people you love them, and little things you do for those you love. And I try to do as much small acts of kindness as possible.
So you had a lot of screen time. This was a big deal. How was it when you found out you got the project?
I just felt privileged, and I was just crying out my tears. I mean, I just felt amazed.
What were the things that you connected with your character? Were there certain things that you kind of connected with? He has a lot of faith, and he really wants a great relationship with his dad.
His faith and just connection with his father.
Yeah. And how fun was it playing that time period?
It was very fun, but I wasn't a big fan of the clothes. I mean, some of them were uncomfortable, but they looked good.
They did.
I gotta say, they looked real.
And they built all those sets. Was that pretty cool?
Built all those sets or bring from Hollywood or something. I mean, that's just amazing, you know?
Yeah. So talk about the themes in this movie for the faith community that they can get out of it.
Well, you know, it's a movie that explores the power of faith and through the eyes of an 8-year-old boy. So he has to figure out that many times it's you know, it can get very difficult when we go through very hard times in our lives, that faith sometimes is what it takes us through it, and not necessarily just fixes the problem. And he learns that lesson throughout the film. It's not like, oh, I have faith and then things happen. It's I have faith and I have to be strong in order to accept anything that could happen to him. So it explores it explores faith in a very objective point of view, but also in a very honest point of view. And that's what I, set to try to accomplish. And, I wanted to explore the power of faith, but without imposing it. I wanted to propose a team and not imposing a team.
And there's also a great message about the father and the son relationship. Was that something that you really wanted to put in there?
Yes. My dad is just like little boy's dad. I will do anything for my father. So that's how I kind of start exploring the whole relationship, son and father. So it definitely comes from the deepest of our hearts. The script came from here, and like Beethoven say, anything that comes from the heart gets to the heart. So we for sure.
And you've worked with, some of this is a little bit of your team. You worked on Bella also. Eduardo worked on Bella. How was that working together with everyone again?
It's great. Their chemistry is already established, and, making a movie, it's always really, really hard. So a lot of times you can be you, and if one day you lose it, they'll forgive you because we love each other. So I love working always with the same people, and I hope I get to do that again.
And this was a big deal because you guys built all the sets, and it was supposed to look like a certain time period. Was that tough to do?
Yes. We're trying to replicate a lot of the Norman Rockwell paintings, a lot of the illustrations, and, trying to tell a story from the 1940s, but shooting it in Mexico. So it was very difficult, but it was really fun because I got to do the town exactly how I envisioned it. So you can't put a price to that.
And how is you two guys working together Is that collaborative experience?
As a director, I don't think I think I'm at my best when I work with my husband. He's incredible on the set, but this was a really difficult for our family. It was a difficult shoot. I was almost 9 months pregnant. I shot my scenes, which got smaller and smaller as time went on in the pregnancy. I think I shot everything 9 days out from giving birth. So we had our first little boy during the filming of Little Boy. And then he came back as I think 2 weeks after he was born, we shot another scene with him in it. So he was in utero, and then I held him in a scene. So that was a beautiful experience, but it was tough. He flew in, was in the hospital, we gave birth, he had to leave again. So, it was really tough, but, you go through those times, and I support him completely, and our unit is very strong, so we got through it all.
You have an amazing story now, so.
We do. We do. We're always saying, this film is 5 years of our life, and we've had 2 children through this film. I mean, now we have another baby, and now it's finally coming out in theaters. So we're calling this our 4th child.
So how was the experience of working with Alejandro? And he was also part of the writing process, is that correct? Or?
Yeah, that's correct. We wrote the story together from scratch. We needed a new concept for a new movie, so we got together. We went to film school together. So at some point he called me, hey man, do you want to get together and try to develop a new project? And we came out with Little Boy.
And you guys used some magical realism. How was that? What was the inspiration for that?
Well, magic realism is something that is very strong in Latin America, and it goes with our sensibilities and the kind of a story we wanted to tell, the kind of movies we like. And we always like those kind of movies that is from the point of view of a kid, and in a terrible time that is war, I don't know, the Italian cinema has a lot of that. So we were trying to emulate those kind of things, but also try to create a universal message that can translate to anyone.
And how would you say families in the faith community can receive the movie?
Well, I hope they receive it well. As I tell you, we try to make a movie with a universal message to everyone. I think it's a nice story. I think it's a nice experience when you go to the theater and see a movie like this. I hope it makes you feel good. So I hope they receive it very well.
That's a wrap from the premiere of Little Boy. Make sure to check out the review at movieguide.org. Thanks for watching. To find out more about entertainment news that follows your values, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and like us on Facebook so you can know before you go.